There are moments in life when the soul grows weary, not for lack of effort, but for longing of hope. We labor in silence, we press forward in faith. And yet the night often feels long, and the reward distant. But what if this night is not like the others? What if, in the hush of this very evening, something unseen is shifting in your favor? There is a stirring in the spiritual air, a quiet certainty that the seeds you've sown in tears are about to bloom in joy. Not tomorrow, not in some distant future, but tonight, yes, tonight, the heavens whisper of reward. Not because you have earned it by perfection, but because grace remembers faithfulness. Something is coming, something long awaited, and this time it bears your name. There are seasons in life when your efforts seem to vanish into the silence. You give your best, you keep your heart steady, you walk in obedience, and yet nothing seems to shift. The prayers go unanswered, the doors remain closed, and you begin to wonder, has anyone noticed the weight you carry? Has anyone seen the quiet tears, the lonely roads, the sacrifices that no one claps for? But do not be deceived by the stillness. There is a watching eye, a listening ear, a heart in heaven that has recorded every sigh, every silent battle, every act of goodness done without applause. Your silent struggles have not gone unseen. They are etched into eternity, and tonight heaven remembers. You must understand, every step you've taken in faith, every moment you chose grace over bitterness, every time you loved when it was easier to walk away. These are not small things. They are seeds sown in sacred soil, and though no one saw them bloom yet, they have taken root in places you cannot see. You have not labored in vain. You have not walked unnoticed. The one who sees beyond appearances has seen you, not just your deeds, but your heart behind them. He knows how hard it was. He knows the strength it took to keep going, and he has not forgotten. So often the soul begins to grow weary, not because of the burden, but because of the waiting. It is the waiting that tests us, stretches us, refines us. It is in the waiting that doubt tries to whisper. Perhaps this promise was never for you. Perhaps the reward will never come. But let your heart be still. The delay was never a denial. Time in heaven does not run by the same clocks that govern the earth. What you call delay, heaven calls preparation. What feels like a pause is often the space in which something holy is being fashioned. It is not that your prayer has been rejected. It is that your answer is being tailored. There is great wisdom in the divine timing. Sometimes the reward must wait, not because you are unworthy, but because the season is not yet ripe. A fruit plucked too early is bitter, but when the time is full, it is sweet beyond measure. What if the delay was never punishment, but protection? What if what you longed for needed more time to become what you truly needed? You see, you were never forgotten. You were being prepared for something better than you imagined, and often it comes when you least expect it. That is the way of heaven. It moves quietly, swiftly, without warning, like a soft wind through the leaves. Just when your hands are tired and your heart is low, something shifts. Not with noise, but with stillness. Not with a shout, but with a whisper. You may think tonight is like any other, but it is not. Something is stirring. What you thought was a routine moment may be the doorway to divine intervention. That is how grace works. It comes wrapped in ordinary hours, yet carries extraordinary change. Heaven moves when you least expect it, and often the reward does not arrive wrapped in what you imagined, but it arrives all the same. A phone call, a word spoken, an opportunity, a breakthrough. A release of peace that surpasses understanding. You do not need to chase it, you only need to be ready to receive. Your faith has already reached the ears of the one who gives good gifts in the quiet hours. The heavens are not silent because they have nothing to say. They are silent because they are already in motion. What you have prayed for in the secret place is being answered in the spiritual realm, and tonight it comes. Tonight is not just another night. Tonight is an appointed hour. There is something sacred in this moment, though you may not yet see it with your eyes. Something is aligning, something is unfolding. Perhaps your reward is not just a change in your situation, but a lifting of your spirit, a renewal of your hope, a clarity in your mind, a peace you haven't felt in years. That too is reward. That too is grace. Your reward may come wrapped in the unexpected, but it will be right on time. Do not discount the moment simply because it feels familiar. The most extraordinary blessings often walk through ordinary doors. Do not underestimate the power of tonight. The breakthrough you have been longing for, the answer you have been waiting on, the shift your soul has been aching for, it could be closer than you think. Your tears have spoken. Your faith has echoed through eternity. And now the reward draws near. The reward is not a payment. It is a reminder that your walk has not been wasted, that your path has not gone unnoticed. You are not forgotten. You never have been. Every step you've taken in love, every act of kindness, every hour spent in prayer or perseverance, none of it has been overlooked. It has been treasured, weighed on. There is a reward coming for your endurance, for your faithfulness, for your heart that held on even when the world said let go. And this reward is not a fleeting prize. It is a deep restoration, a divine repayment, a joy that outlasts sorrow. You may feel unseen by people, but heaven has never lost sight of you. You may feel undervalued by the world, but heaven has kept count of every offering of love you gave in silence. Your name has not been erased from the heart of God. It is engraved there. Your journey matters, your trials have meaning, and your reward is certain, not because you earned it by merit, but because you held on by faith. And faith, when it is refined in the fire of perseverance, always draws reward. So as night falls, do not lower your head in resignation, lift it in expectation. Something holy is on its way to you. It may come quietly, but it will come surely. It may not be what you imagined, but it will be more than enough. Let hope rise again in your heart. Let your spirit stir with the possibility that this night carries more than sleep. It carries fulfillment. This is not the end of a day. It is the beginning of a promise coming to pass. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not left behind. You are the one God has watched over in the silent hours, the one He has preserved for such a time as this. And now the time has come. The door is opening. The reward is near. Not someday, not after more striving, not after more proving yourself, but now, tonight. Because grace has a schedule of its own, and tonight it bears your name. So prepare your heart, not for disappointment, but for fulfillment. Prepare your spirit not for delay, but for arrival. Prepare your soul not for sorrow, but for celebration. For when God speaks a word, it does not return void. When He promises reward, He does not forget. Tonight is holy ground. Tonight is divine timing. And tonight reward meets faith. So as the night wraps itself around your world, let your heart stay open and your spirit expectant. You have not been overlooked, and your faith has not been forgotten. The heavens have heard, and tonight the answer draws near. Not by your striving, but by divine grace, the reward is coming. Let peace settle in you, deep, quiet, certain. This is not just another evening. It is the appointed hour. The shift is here. The blessing is at your door. So breathe, rest, and believe, because tonight what was promised is being fulfilled, and your reward is finally arriving.